Hello students, I am back with my new video which is the second part of the chemical coordination in plants. In this part, we will study about movement in plants, nestic movement and tropic movement in plants and types of tropic movements. Students, first I am going to explain you about movement in plants. We know that all living beings show movements by locomotion or movements in their parts. All the plants are fixed at a place, yet they show movements. In plants, movements are shown by their parts in the form of growth. These movements are caused due to response of plants to external stimuli such as light, water, gravity, and chemical etc. In plants, two types of movements take place. First is tropic movements, which is also called directional movement, and second is nestic movement, which is called non-directional movement. Now I am going to explain you about nestic movements. What is nestic movements? The movements of a plant in response to an external stimulus in which the direction of response is not determined by the direction of stimulus is called nestic movements. Nestic movements in plants are non-directional movement. They are not dependent on stimulus and are growth independent. The movements can be due to changes in turgor pressure or changes in growth. Decrease in turgor pressure caused shrinkage, while increase in turgor pressure bring about swelling. Students, there is a most common example of nestic movement is Mimosa pudica plant, which is commonly called as touch me not plant. In the Mimosa pudica plant, leaves fold up immediately when touched. These kind of changes occurs due to the changes in the amount of water in the leaves. Depending on the quantity, they either swell up or shrink. Now, second movement in plant is tropic movement. When a plant shows some growth movements in response to a stimuli, it is known as tropism. It's a direction which is specific and depends on the direction of the stimulus. The term tropic comes from Greek word tropos, which means turn. Now, we can define tropic movement as growth movement occurring in response to unidirectional external stimuli in plant parts are called tropic movements. Plant shows two kinds of tropism, positive tropism and negative tropism. If the movement is towards the direction of stimuli, it is known as positive tropism, and if the movement is away from the stimuli, it is known as negative tropism. Students, plants has different types of tropic movements. These are phototropism, geotropism, hydrotropism, thermotropism, chemotropism. Now, first type of tropism is phototropism. Phototropism is the growth of an organism in response to a light stimulus. A plant shows two types of phototropism, positive phototropism and negative phototropism. Growth of shoot system towards a light source or sunlight is called positive phototropism, while growth of root of a plant away from the light source or sunlight is called negative phototropism. Now we will discuss about the role of phototropins and auxins in phototropism. Phototropism requires the absorption of light. Phototropins are photoreceptor proteins which help in absorption of light for phototropism response in higher plants. They can be found throughout the leaves of a plant. They regulate light control including positive phototropism of shoots and negative phototropism of roots. Phototropins specifically will cause stems to bend towards light and stomata to open. Next is auxins. Auxins also play an important role in phototropism. They help in the bending of a shoot towards the source of light. The plant cells that are further away from the light have a greater auxins concentration and grow faster, causing the shoot to bend towards the light. When light is coming from one side of the plant, oxygen diffuses towards the darker side of the shoot, which stimulate the cell elongation, and on other side of shoot, cells grow less, resulting in the bending of shoot towards the light. Students, we can demonstrate positive phototropism and negative phototropism by an activity. First, we take a potted plant and keep it inside a dark room by the side of an open window. After a few days, we will notice that the plant bends towards the open window, that is, towards light. Here, the shoot of plant is showing bending towards light, that is positive phototropism, and root grow away from the light, that is negative phototropism. Now, next tropic movement is geotropism. Geotropism is the movement of a plant in response to Earth's gravity, either downwards or upwards. It is also called gravitropism. Geotropism is of two types, positive geotropism and negative geotropism. When organs or root tips of plants which grow towards the gravity shows positive geotropism, and when organs, that is shoot tip, grow away from the gravity show negative geotropism. Now we can demonstrate positive and negative geotropism by two activities. In activity 1, take few seeds of bean and sow them in moist soil. After 3 or 4 days, the seeds will sprout. A tiny seedling arises from each seed. Watering these seedlings regularly. After 8 to 9 days, we will notice that the increase in the length of a stem growing away from the force of gravity and shows negative geotropism, and root grows towards the force of gravity and shows positive geotropism. Students, we can also demonstrate geotropism in the laboratory with the help of an instrument called clinostat. For this activity, we will take two potted plants and fix them into two instruments horizontally. One is rotated and other is not. Shoot of a stationary clinostat shows negative geotropism and roots show positive geotropism, but other plant does not show any bending. This is because all parts exposed to the gravitational force during rotation. Next is hydrotropism. The movement of plant parts in response to water or moisture is called hydrotropism. There are two types of hydrotropism, positive hydrotropism and negative hydrotropism. When plant parts or roots grow towards the source of moisture is said to be positive hydrotropism, and parts are called positively hydrotropic. And when a plant part or shoot grows away from the source of moisture, it is said to be negative hydrotropism, and parts are called negatively hydrotropic. For demonstration of hydrotropism, we can perform an activity. In this activity, we will take a piece of wire gauze, moist sawdust placed on the wire netting, and some germinating bean seeds are embedded in the sawdust. As the seed germinate, the radicle initially grows downwards direction and plumule grows upward. But after some time, radicals start growing upwards direction towards the moist sawdust. This shows that the roots show positive hydrotropism and shoot shows negative hydrotropism. Now, another tropic movement is Thermotropism. The growth movement of plants in response to touch stimulus is called Thermotropism. There are some examples which show Thermotropism, such as sweet peas, cuscuta, and vines, which have tendrils which coil around other plants in response to touch. First, stimulus is perceived by tendril tips and then transmit to basal parts. So, entire tendril becomes sensitive to stimulus. After receiving the stimulus, tendrils start twining around the support and show thigmotropism. Students, last tropic movement which we will study is chemotropism. Chemotropism is the phenomenon of growth of plant organs in response to chemicals. Some examples of chemotropism are movement of pollen tube of angiosperm and gymnosperms towards sugar and peptones secreted by neck canal cells of female gametophyte. And second is the movement of fungi growing towards the areas richer in food is also chemotropism. Okay students, that's all for this video. I hope you all would have understood this topic clearly. If you have any doubt regarding this topic, please let me know in the comment box. Soon I will bring a new video with an interesting topic for all of you. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe the channel.